Hey guys, Bridget here. In this video, I want to share with you the top softwares that I use as a UI UX designer with over a decade of experience, pretty much on a day-to-day basis. So this is going to be useful in order to understand what goes behind the scenes in the life of a UI UX designer. So let's get started with the very first one, which to no surprise, it's going to be Figma, since this is the main tool that I use each and every day in my daily work. And it enables me to create designs in a very fast and efficient way. And especially the collaborative features are absolutely amazing. So this is going to be the must in the list. Now let's continue with the next one, which is going to be a website builder, which probably a lot of you guys know, which is going to be Webflow. And this one has to be the second one on the list, simply because it enables you to create really great custom websites without having to deal with too much of the coding aspect. Now, it is called a no-code tool, but granted, you need to understand at least the basics of HTML and CSS in order to really maximize the impact and to create more custom solutions. Otherwise, you are going to be limited in some sorts. So there is a bit of a learning curve, in my opinion, to Webflow, but it's definitely worth it. And it gives you superpowers as a designer. So definitely a website builder that I highly recommend you to check out. And now let's move on to something which is more related to project management. And this is the project management tool which I use at my day job, but also in my personal life. And it's Notion. Now, the great thing about Notion is that it's almost like a blank canvas. And this can be a pro and a con, meaning that you can create pretty much everything in Notion in terms of the flexibility that it offers. But you also have to have a clear idea as to what the end results is going to look like. Now, thankfully, there's plenty of templates that you can leverage that are going to essentially speed up that workflow. But when it comes to the project management side of things, I found Notion as a great tool to basically organize all of the backend as well as design projects and sharing briefs with clients, things of that nature. Although for the day-to-day, I actually use another tool, which I'm going to show you in just a moment, and that is Trello. So this is a tool which I specifically use whenever I'm onboarding a new client, since it offers a really easy workflow to communicate between us, the designer, and the client. And essentially, I structure the project boards exactly as you see over here. So you can see that we have a column which is going to be to do. So this is all the backlog of the design tasks that need to be done. The doing, which is the active requests, and this is what I would be working on. And this is especially when it comes to the freelancing. In my main job, it's actually using Notion, but this is a great structure for freelancing. And after that, you have the done columns, and you can simply drag and drop the cards between one column and the other, making it really easy to just work and collaborate together. So this is a more simplified workflow whenever I need that, and definitely a great tool to consider as well. Though Notion, I would say I use it more for general high-level purposes as well. Now, moving forward, another tool which isn't really strictly related to day-to-day, but it's a great addition to this list, is Airtable. And I love Airtable whenever it comes to having spreadsheets or things of that nature. Now, there's tons of things that you can do on Airtable. Personally, I try to keep it very simple and just use it for the spreadsheet features. So, for example, in my P&L documents, I would use Airtable compared to Google Sheets, which I used in the past. I just like the interface more, and it also offers a degree of flexibility, which is just great. And again, Airtable is almost like Notion, meaning that you can do pretty much everything in Airtable, but you're going to need to invest time and basically see how it's going to fit within your schedule. Now, the next tool which I use, I would say on a weekly basis, not on a daily, but definitely on a weekly, is FigJam, which you can find directly inside of Figma. And basically, FigJam is a whiteboard that enables you to collaborate with other team members, and you can scope out high-level ideas and brainstorm strategies, UX processes, UX flows in a very easy and fast way. So when it comes to the high level picture, I would usually work in FigJam together with other team members, maybe having a call all together and brainstorming ideas. And then we would move on to Figma in order to consolidate those ideas and turn them into UI design concepts or UI UX flows. So this is another tool which again definitely a must-have in the tool set. An alternative to this can be Miro, which I used extensively in the past. I just like the idea of having everything under one software, so everything in Figma. So I tend to use FigJam more than Miro these days. Now, another tool which, if you delve in the world of UX, you're going to find really useful is Typeform. And this enables you to create forms which are interactive, very intuitive to fill out, and you can share them with a shareable link. So you can get a lot of data and also see the analytics behind the data that you receive in a very clear and aesthetic format, where this makes a whole lot of a difference. And especially whenever you need a customer or a potential client to fill out a form, it's just a really nice way to acquire that data and those informations, and having the scalability of something that you can simply share a link to someone, and they're going to be able to rock and roll, essentially. So Typeform is definitely another software that I highly recommend you to check out. And the next one is going to come at no surprise. It's the Adobe Creative Suite. I actually have the full subscription with all of the softwares. And although I'm not a huge fan of some of the interfaces within some softwares, and I'm not going to mention names, it's definitely a tool which, or a set of tools which enable me to work very efficiently and achieve results which would be harder to achieve with other tools. So I'm a big fan of using Photoshop and Illustrator whenever I need to maybe access some vector files, or I need to do some image editing. And I also use Premiere Pro quite a bit when it comes to editing my videos. So this is not really directly UI UX related. I would say Photoshop and Illustrators are my go-to when it comes to that. And there's also other tools which I don't really use all that much. So I would simply stick with mainly Photoshop, Illustrator if you need also to deal with vector graphics occasionally. And then the other ones are kind of like optional based on your specific needs. And the very last one is user testing. Now, this is a tool which I would use on and off occasionally during the year. And it essentially enables you to have user testing with real users. And you can get all sorts of different data and useful insights, which are absolutely precious when it comes to the achieving the UX and results which you want, which are of course accomplishing the company goals or the project goals. So this is definitely a tool which I recommend you to check out. The pricing is not for everyone, but the quality is really high, so definitely a great solution if you want to really delve into that side of things. So this is pretty much it for this overview. Hope it was helpful, and I'm a designer with a decade of experience, as I mentioned previously, and I share my knowledge here on this YouTube channel, as well as on Twitter and other social media. So feel free to check out the other videos on the channel, and I'll see you in the very next